Hey dolls, welcome to Plastic Chic's Closet. Today we're actually unboxing a very special doll. This time it's the Styled by Design number 2 by one of our very dear friends and favorite Barbie designer, Carlyle Nuera. So let's start with this box. Isn't this box amazing? This box is actually apparently inspired by the malong fabric from Mindanao, and as you can see, apparently Lady Diana embossed the pattern from the fabric and used it on the box for her design. So here's a little history. So the malong is basically a rectangular fabric used as a wrap. It's a traditional fabric wrap that's used in the most southern parts of the Philippines. And as you can see here, they really used like an embossed pattern of that fabric and turned it into this amazing box. But listen to this. Didn't that sound glorious? So I don't know if I'm going to get rid of this box. I think I'm going to end up keeping it along with the doll. I might put her back in it actually because it's a really nice display case. Another amazing feature about this box is that the artwork on the back of the box is amazing. I am sort of tempted to cut it out and have a little cutout of it and frame it, but let's go ahead and read this thing. Styled by Design, a premium design and high fashion aesthetic, the Styled by Design series celebrates personal and professional inspirations of Barbie signature designers and creators. Carlyle Nuera breathes high fashion to traditional Filipino attire, honoring his Asian American heritage in his stunning Barbie runway debut. Barbie radiates beauty from head to toe, from the crown of the Philippines sun-laced with sweet sampaguita jasmine to the bahay kubo huts carved into her backyard platform. She is a vision. This Pinoy beauty wears a cream corset with terno sleeves that drape to the floor in a dramatic, angelic sweep, and a black malong-inspired skirt with a shimmering gold textile print. Brave and beautiful, she has indigenous batok tattoos that zigzag down her arms to her fingers, dipped in gold janggay jewelry. Barbie is bold, maganda, and dares to make a statement in this dazzling look that transcends time, culture, and fashion. That was definitely a mouthful of description, but I am very excited to open this doll up. So let's get to the unboxing. Let's get her out of the box and let's see this maganda doll. And let's see if she's maganda outside of the box as she's maganda inside the box. So let's see. What are your guys' thoughts? Let me know under the comments so far. Is she maganda or she's not maganda? And we finally got her out of the box. Let's see. Is she maganda? And let's see her face. I think she's maganda. Actually, just gorgeous. Like, look at the details on these. Look at the hand jewelry details. Look at that fabric on her skirt. And now we can see the skirt actually is the same pattern as the outside cover of the box. I'm really obsessed with this handcuffs of hers, or handcuff jewelry. They're actually pretty amazing. Oh, look at those tattoos. Look at that bustier top with the details. I kind of like her twist in her hair. I'm obsessed with this top. Oof, gorgeous. But let's examine the details of the overall dresses. There's just so many good pieces with this doll, starting with that top. But let's go ahead and get her out of the packaging. And if you're still watching my video, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and even the alert button, so you get alerted when I do post new videos. While we're getting her out of the box, you can see like a little close-up and more details, and you really admire how intricately designed this doll is and how all of the pieces just all works together so well. Carlyle really did such an amazing job every time he designs a doll, and especially when it's Filipino inspired. It just like warms my heart with Filipino pride. Another fun fact, I've been going to Barbie convention for a couple years now, and I must tell you, Carlyle is probably one of the nicest designers from Mattel you'll ever meet in your life. So it's very exciting to actually buy a doll designed by someone you've met before, and then you're just there to support them because they're just such an amazing person. And also growing up Asian and having my sister always having those blonde dolls that I borrowed when I was little, it's really amazing to have my very own Filipino Barbie as an adult. And in a way, seeing this doll helps that little Filipino boy heals his inner child. Now that she's out of that main box, let's get the rest of her packaging off of her. And I'm actually really excited to finally get to fully enjoy this doll once she's out of all of this packaging. Okay, and here she is. Let's see her hair. Okay, so that's how her headpiece is attached to her head, is through little plastic pegs. And look how pretty her face is. Oh, and I know from the site, her sculpt is called Taya. And she comes in a articulated curvy collector body. As you know, I'm really interested in these bahay kubo shoes. I don't know why. They're just like, they're giving McQueen go out pay kind of shoes. And here is the certificate of authenticity. It just verifies that this is an authentic Barbie. And let's get back to the doll, Taya. Let's go first examine those gorgeous hand jewelry of hers. Janggay inspired jewelry. So basically, janggay is the metal claws that the bajau of the southern Sulu in the Philippines wear. They are usually dance accessories that they wear on their hands. It's basically to make the hands appear claw-like because the janggay, I believe, is a bird dance. And there's that malong inspired skirt again. That fabric is just gorgeous. But let's examine more the bahay kubo shoes. So a little background, bahay kubo is basically a term. Bahay means house, and it's roughly I don't know if you can call it a country house, but kubo I believe means hut, so bahay kubo means hut house. But in general, bahay kubo is a type of stilt house indigenous to the Philippines. It often serves as an icon of Philippine culture, and it's heavily designed influenced by the Spanish colonial architecture. Now let's move on to her sleeves. So her sleeves are inspired by the turno. Turno is usually technically used to describe a whole outfit. However, oftentimes when people refer to the turno, you're referring to the unique sleeve. The sleeve is usually upright, has a rounded top, has a flat side and straight cut across from the bottom, just above the elbow, like a clipped wing butterfly. Personally, I love collecting turno outfits for my dolls. I do have a bunch of them in my collection, so I will definitely be doing a video on that. But let's go ahead and cut some of these safety closure stitches, I'm going to call them, because I do want to use these pieces on other dolls and style them later. So I'm just gonna take this opportunity and cut these threads so I can see what closure. So it looks like the closure they use are those plastic closures in the back. Let me see if I can get the threads out first. While we're trying to get this out, another detail that I really love that Carlyle I don't think mentioned is that the use of this kind of a sheer barong Tagalog fabric. And here's an example of a barong Tagalog, and here's the barong Tagalog fabric example. So the traditional barong Tagalog is usually made with woven fabric extracted from pineapple or actually bananas. But you can really see the inspiration that Carlyle got from the barong Tagalog for this doll's top. But just a little history, barong Tagalog is usually a traditional long sleeve formal shirt for men, and it's actually a national dress of the Philippines. And let's go ahead and take a closer look on that corseted top. Look how beautiful this is. Just like, let me take these things out. But this cream color that they picked for the fabric is just so luxe. And you can really see how Carlyle pulled all of these Filipino tradition into just this one top. From the turno to the barong. And there's even some formal variant of, like, I could see that what we call the Maria Clara, which is like the female version of the Philippine traditional, the female traditional clothing for women back then. And let's move on to the rest of the doll. And look at her hair. It has this reddish tint that I don't know if you guys know, a lot of Filipino has like a red undertone in their hair. So every time they color it, I feel like this is like the end color of that. I know if you know, you know. Well, let's go ahead and move on to her amazing batok tattoos. So a little history on this batok tattoos. Batok is a traditional Filipino tattooing practice that involves hand tapping ink into skin using bone or tools. The word batok means hit or to tap in Tagalog. Now let's move on to the skirt. As I've stated earlier, the skirt is a traditional malong. So a malong is a traditional Filipino bangsamoro rectangular or tube-like wrapped around skirt bearing a variety of geometric designs. So also the malong is actually traditionally used as a garment by both men and women of numerous ethnic groups in the mainland Mindanao, which is the southern part of the Philippines. I really love the contrast between the skirt and the sheer top. It just gives that little break that you need. And especially like when styling clothes in general, you can't be putting fabric on top of fabric, like heavy fabric and then patterns on top of patterns. Well, it depends really. But let's go ahead and take the rest of these rubber bands or whatever else is securing these things in place so we can play with them. Also, would like to thank Carlyle for giving us all of these jewelry pieces on these dolls. There is a lot of them, and I thank you for that. Can we just admire these tattoo details even inside those jewelry or handcuffs that she has? She even has little tattoos in front of her hands. Like the detail that went into designing this doll is amazing. Like here is a great example. As I cut this piece out, you can see even the covered part has some tattoos and artwork on it. It's just awesome. Look at her tattoos. Okay. There is Curvy Girl. Now I want to see how these hands would look on an actual made-to-move doll. So let me see if I can find actually one of Carlyle's sculpt as well, Selma, that I got repainted recently. And I reviewed that repaint on this video. And if you haven't watched it yet, I suggest you go ahead and watch it after this. So I wanted to see how that janggay hand accessory would look on a made-to-move doll. And here it is. Like, look how amazing that looks on Selma, especially on the made-to-move. Look how easy it was to put on, and look how easy it is to take off as well. The gold and the Selma's dark skin just works so perfectly with that gold. And I can't wait to style these with other looks that I have. Nice where Carlyle always gives us amazing pieces that we could use later on to redress other dolls and mix and match it with other looks. He's just like known for that. And look how amazing this repaint from Turkey or Patrick as well. Like, look at Selma's face. But like, look how beautiful that hand accessory is as well. It popped off. All right, now it's back on. Like, I could totally see her posing and doing like the little bird dance with this. That looks so cool. Definitely look out in my future posts on Instagram, me using these accessories on other dolls. And ooh, popped off again. That's the only thing. It has a tendency to pop off if you don't use it correctly. And let's go back to these shoes, the bahay kubo shoes. So I'm still trying to figure out how I could reuse these shoes, is because that's actually, the ribbon is kind of like permanently sewn on her. And look at her face. That Taya sculpt is just gorgeous. And let's go ahead and take off the rest of these rubber bands that's attached to her. But definitely let me know in the comments which of her pieces do you like so far. For me, I am in love with those handcuffs and her shoes. Those are the two of my favorite. And before I forget, I almost missed it, you can see the flowers on her crown. That is actually the national flower of the Philippines, which is the sampaguita, which is commonly known in the US as Arabian jasmine. Now that we've examined the outfits and pieces that she came with, let's go ahead and put it back on her. And if you're still watching my video, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. So from what you guys have seen, do you think you'll be purchasing this dolls? Definitely let me know under the comments. All right, now we've placed her bustier back. We forgot something. I wanted to see what it looks like on a made-to-move body. So let's go ahead and take this off of her and let's try it on Selma. And I would like to give a shout out to Douglas Wild 3852 for always watching my videos. Hey Douglas! I already know that this will be a little loose on her because Taya is a curvy doll and Selma is just a regular made-to-move body, so it will be a little loose. So if I do use it on Selma later on for a shoot, I will have to kind of clip it in the back. But as you can see here, just look how pretty this top is. It's very couture, and I could totally see like the silhouettes that it'll make and the posability of the doll or a made-to-move doll while wearing it. And here is Selma wearing Taya's top. You can see it's a little loose, but you can see what I'm going for, and just go and check out how pretty it is, and then you can totally see what it looked like in the photo. Okay, that's enough show and tell. Let's put it back on Taya. Let's put her back together again so we could see the full design. Is it Doll by Design number 2 by Carlyle Nuera? So according to Carlyle, this new Filipina Barbie is basically the second coming of the Mucha Barbie from 2015, and Mucha Barbie is the demure, more responsible ate, and this new Barbie is the little sis that's always gallivanting, and that Ate Mutia Barbie even let little sis borrow her jewelry. And also this Barbie was basically released in October, which was during Filipino American History Month. So if you guys have the Mutia Barbie and this new Barbie, which one do you prefer? I actually honestly prefer Mutia Barbie because she's the OG Filipino Barbie to me, and that I think put Carlyle as a Mattel designer like on the map. For me at least, because that was like one of the main reasons why I started collecting Barbie again, is because of Carlyle. And I didn't even know that he was Filipino at that time, and I was a big admirer of his designs. And then when I realized that he was actually a fellow Filipina, I was like, oh my god, I need to collect Barbie now because I need to support a fellow Filipino. And here is the second doll from the Dolls Styled by Design by Carlyle Nuera. And enjoy the 360 view of Taya. Here you go. And that is it for me for today. Thank you for watching. Later!